Okay, this is a past paper example, and you can see you're not, even if you were to have your calculator with you, this is going to be not really easy to do because I don't think your calculator can do the 10 to the power of 100. Maybe yours can, but mine can't. I did check. But anyway, and I definitely don't want to write this in expanded form. So what I want to do here is I want to find out which of these numbers are the bigger number, and then I want to kind of use that number as my kind of, let's say, my reference one. I want to change the other number into like this part, change it into the bigger number. So 2 times 10 to the power of 100, this would be my bigger number. And then this part I want to change to also 10 to the power of 100. So in order to get this 98 has to go to 100. So I'm going to actually multiply by 100 to get there. And therefore this 2 will have to be divided by 100. And then I would get 0.02. And this I can do on the side. So 2.00 minus the 0.02. And I'm going to borrow... well, didn't have to scratch that out. Take a 10 minus 2 is 8, 9 minus 0 is 0, and then the 1 there. Okay, so it's going to be 1.98 times 10 to the power of 100. Now your question might be, what if I changed this one and not this one? So let's just look at what that would look like. So it won't be wrong. There'll just be a little catch in the end that you need to, a little tweak you have to do. So let's say I changed this and I said, okay, well, I want to keep the 2 to the power, well, 2 times 10 to the power of 98. And I want to change the 10 to the power of 100 to 10 to the power of 98. So basically I divided by 100. So here I'm going to have to, well, not divide by 100. Divide by 100, sorry. And then here I'm going to multiply by 100. So it's going to be 200 times this. So basically that number is now the same as this one. And I'm kind of doing the same thing. So instead of me having the 2 and the 0.02, I have nicer numbers. You might say, well, 200 minus 2 is going to be this. Okay, so that's quite easy. So I have 198 times 10 to the power of 98. But the big catch here is this is correct, but it's not standard form. And you usually have to leave these in standard form. Why is this not standard form? Because I have 3 digits. So in order to change this into standard form, it has to be 1.98 times 10 to the power. And to get the digit there, I actually divided by 100 to move this decimal there. So I'm going to have to multiply by 100. So divide by 100, multiply by 100 on this side, and there you see. So you just, if you don't go to the biggest number from the start, then you have to kind of just, once you get your final answer, you just have to convert this again to get your standard form. Okay, let's take a look at another subtraction one, but then instead of having positive index or indices, let's have some negative values in there just to make life a little bit more tricky. So let's take 4.69 times 10 to the power of negative 3 minus 1.22 times 10 to the power of negative 4. Now, just move this a little bit. There we go. Now you might kind of think this is the bigger number because it looks bigger because there's a 4, but because we're dividing, this is actually the bigger number. So I'm going to keep this one the same at 4.69 times 10 to the power of negative 3 because negative 3 is a bigger number than negative 4. And then this part I want to change into negative 3. And in order to get to that negative 3, I actually... what did I do here? I had to multiply. Oh, wait, how do I write? There we go. I multiplied by 10 to get here. So this number is going to have to be divided by 10. If you don't understand this, you have to watch the previous videos just on how to kind of rearrange these numbers. And then we get 0.122. So I made this a bigger number by multiplying this and dividing that side. And then here I would just do 4.69 minus 0.122. I just need a 0 there. And my year 6 math will probably have to come into play here. I have like an 8 and a 10, and that's an 8. 8 minus 2 is going to be 6. 6 minus 1 is 5, and 4. Okay, so my final answer is going to be okay, it's not going to be negative. Not really sure why I wrote that. 4.568 times 10 to the power of negative 3. So because I went to the bigger number, I kind of have it already my answer in standard form. If I went to the smaller number, I would have had something like 40.568, and then I'd have to convert that. Cool, so that's that. In the next video, we're going to look at multiplication and maybe division even. But I think that the more tricky ones is multiplication, addition and subtraction when it comes to standard form. But in the next one, we'll do multiplication.